This is the setting spray that Beyonce wore during her concert where it was like downpouring and it was crazy. Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is May. I make fashion and beauty content. Today is all about TikTok Made Me Buy It. Now, I know a lot of us, at least for me at least, I bought quite a few things because of TikTok. Now, I don't shop directly on TikTok. I'm curious to know like that experience. Is it like an Amazon experience where it's like super simple? You just click a couple buttons and then it just comes to you, which is kind of scary if you think about it because of the over consuming. But I am curious to know how that works. I'm not as well informed in that. I wanted to do a full face of TikTok Made Me Buy It. Now these are products that are absolutely worth it. A lot of these products I've actually talked about in a number of my videos, so if you've been subscribed maybe in the last year or so, you're gonna recognize almost all of these things. So hopefully you don't mind that, but I haven't really put all of these products together, which will be really fun and exciting to see how I create a full makeup look. I think I have almost everything. I probably should have done my brows ahead of time. That's the only thing, so maybe I'll do that real quick, but I guess we should get into it. I did my brows off camera because I didn't really have any brow products to talk about, so I'm talking about TikTok products that became super viral. Even if you're not into TikTok, or I don't know, you're just not a TikTok fanatic, because I'm certainly not, you would have definitely recognized most of these products, I would think. So starting off with the first thing, don't mind my puppy if you hear her breathing, snoring, doing her thing. She's like literally right on me. You can't see her. Starting with the e.l.f. Power Grip, I have not that much left. So typically with primers, here's my thing with primers. I don't think it's 100% necessary. I will say that. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, I'm not trying to persuade you to use it or to not use it. But this one is really great. I do enjoy it, mainly because of how it feels. So there's a couple of reasons why I would use this one versus some other ones. It's sticky, so it's like tacky. It's a little bit thicker than the Milk Makeup one. I think the Milk Makeup one feels a little more like skincare compared to this one, but they are very similar. And I know a lot of people are saying that this is the dupe, which I would say pretty much it is. You don't need that much. It feels a little thick at first, but once you apply it to the skin, it doesn't. And I like to focus it on the T-zone. Again, I have oily skin, but I do think this would work really nicely if you have dry skin. But what I like about it is when I'm dealing with dry spots, although I do have oily skin and it truly is oily, in the summertime, also the winter, but summer lately because I've been using a kind of like an acne product that dries up your skin. So I've been using it like a little bit here between the brows, a little bit here around the mouth, and I've been just noticing, you know, a lot of peeling. And when I use a product like this, it helps it so much to be that barrier between my skincare and my makeup. And it's really nice because I am someone who's going to essentially powder my whole entire face because, well, it's just necessary for me. Kind of like just that prep step, basically what a primer does. So I enjoy it for those reasons. If you're dealing with dry patches, if you're dealing with breakouts that are not even dry, that are just a little more raised, and maybe you just like recently popped it even though we're not supposed to, I get it. This is the type of product that I like to use it for. This complexion product is everything. I use it all the time on its own, like I'll be using today, but also when I'm doing just a little bit more with my makeup. It's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This one is in light medium. Usually these types of products where the shades are very like limited and you're kind of like someone who's an in-betweener like me, like a light medium, I find these to not work. Like it's not worth it because the match is so bad, like so bad. But surprisingly, this works really well shade match wise. It has the warmth, although I'm a little bit lighter than this, it actually works very well. And I love the glow that it gives, but not too glowy. Usually the way I like to use it is just like this, or I'll put a tinted moisturizer over this, maybe some sort of like light foundation, just so it could still peek through. But most days I'm actually wearing this on its own and then a little bit of concealer, which is what I'll be doing today. But I really love the look of this. So many people have said such great things about this product. It's truly the perfect summer product. Like I see some YouTubers that I watch where they created the ultimate summer makeup bag, and I love watching those videos, and I would agree with a lot of them, and it's always that product that's in it. And we have different skin types. Like someone who I follow, she has has dry skin, and I agreed with a lot of the products that she included. Glowy, but not too glowy. And you know what, guys? I need to pull you in. Usually you're a little bit closer to me where you don't see as much of what I'm wearing, so I gotta do that. We've seen this concealer everywhere, and I don't know if I said this earlier in my intro, but these products were popular within like the last year to 2 years, just so you know. This is not strictly just 2023, because I feel like I wouldn't have a full face. The concealer that we've seen everywhere, and I know you've seen it too, because there's no way you can miss it, because there's so many celebrities and influencers wearing it, and for good reason. It's the Kosas Revealer Concealer. Now I know there are some cons. I think one con that people are saying is the packaging, where it like leaks or it breaks or something. I haven't had that experience. I bought maybe 3 or 4 of these in the last few years. Haven't had that experience. And then the other one is that it smells over time. I haven't noticed that either, because it smells, from what I remember, because it's been a minute since I've used this, it smells like how it smelled ever since I got it. Like, I don't know. This shade is 03 Warm. If you are someone with a warmer undertone, an olive undertone, you're really going to enjoy their shades. I know other people that have maybe a cooler undertone, a pinkier undertone, they don't really enjoy these as much because there's just not as many shades that cater to them. But for someone who has a warmer undertone, this is so good. And it's hard to find a concealer that actually matches you really well, because usually I kind of just wear a lighter concealer under the eyes, but I'm not really considering the undertone as much because it's already hard enough. And under eyes, I'm not as particular, but if I'm trying to cover hyperpigmentation, a breakout, that's where I'm more picky as far as the undertone. But I love using this under the eyes and on breakouts. It works both, because typically with concealers, it's either one or the other. It's not both for me. This has really nice coverage, although you do have to set it. This will move, but honestly, isn't that most concealers, especially ones that you put under your eyes? I haven't used this since maybe earlier this year, and it's still going very strong. When I was thinking of bronzers and contours that have blown up within the last year or so, I was having some trouble, because there are products that I love, definitely drugstore related, but that aren't like TikTok maybe buy it, you know what I mean? But then I was like, wait a minute, the Milk makeup ones, these are so incredibly good. Now they had the bronzer one for some time, and then they recently came out with the contour shades. Both are great. I'm gonna start off with, I guess, the contour. I haven't done contour in a minute, at least not heavy contour, so I think I'm gonna keep it light. But they're so creamy, so easy to blend. I really love the packaging. Although this is on the smaller side, I really enjoy it. I know years ago it was a lot bigger, but guys, I've had this one, the bronzer, for, I don't know, almost 8 months, and I use it all the time. But look it, I still have so much left. I don't know, can I push it up? I'm always nervous to push things up, but look how much I have left. And I just love traveling with these products. It's just so easy, so compact. You kind of forget how some makeup products are very bulky and not the most travel friendly. For example, Patrick Ta, I love his products, but they are bulky and I don't typically travel with them. Even if I'm just doing a weekend getaway trip, it's just too much. It's taking up so much space. But the Milk makeup ones are perfect. As for the contour shade, I wear Stoked. I want to say it's the medium one. I enjoy easy makeup that's not working against me. Also makeup that you can use with your fingers, that's important to me too. For the bronzer shade, I wear Baked. I like applying right here. See? So simple. Only takes a couple seconds to blend. I'll just blend a little more, going back in with my sponge, as I do that with my nose if I go a little too heavy. I'm trying to figure out, because up until now everything was just like one for each category, but as we keep moving on, I have 5 products for lips and then a bunch for cheeks. I think I'm just gonna do one product for each category just to make it a little bit easier so you guys can still see how the makeup applies. But you know what? I can do a part 2, a part 3. Let me know down below if you enjoy this type of thing. This is new for me as far as like TikTok maybe buy it, where I do a whole entire full face. I have to give it to you. Every time I go on TikTok, I see these products. Now, I know maybe you thought I was gonna say Rare Beauty. I feel like a lot of people talk about that. You know how that works, you know how it looks. But this one is very popular as well. Not talked about like as much as Crazy, but they are really good, and I think they're a little bit easier to blend. These are the Persona Blush Multi-Stick. I have 4 shades. They also have a newer shade. I don't know if it's a limited edition. It's in Bloom. It kind of looks like a muted peachy pink. I feel like that's something I would really enjoy. I have Teddy, Kiss, Jam, and Bubble. So Bubble blew up for them, and I'm so happy for that brand because they are a smaller brand. You can also get it at Ulta, which is really nice and convenient. Bubble was very popular last year. This cool tone pink, Barbie pink color, so popular last year. Not something I would typically go for because it is a cool tone and I don't usually go for colors like this, but this actually looked really nice on my cheeks. So I'll just swatch that for you guys. I'm not going to wear it today because I feel like it's not going to go with my look. That's what Bubble looks like. Then we have Jam. This reminds me of grapes, a really great fall winter tone. Another shade I typically wouldn't go for. Usually I love seeing these shades on someone with a deeper skin tone than me. So pretty. This shade is my personal favorite. I've been wearing this ever since they sent it to me. I think it was last year, and I had a dedicated favorite summer blushes, and this was in it. I love using this year round, but especially when it's warmer. It's that blush that you wear on a day-to-day. You could wear it to work, you could wear it to weekend events, on a date, whatever it may be, because it looks good with everything. I would call it a medium, like a beigey tone, but it's definitely leaning on the warmer side. I think this is what I'll be wearing today. And then the last shade I have is Kiss, which is a red. I just wore this in a recent tutorial, the Strawberry Girl makeup look. I was wearing this, so pretty. You might be intimidated by the shade because it is red, but the way it blends and how easy it is, it's so good. I just apply it where I usually do. Sometimes I apply it on my cheeks if I don't do nose contour and I'm doing something maybe a little more natural looking. And even though I've had it for maybe a little over a year, I've barely used it. Like, that's how much. This should last you forever. You should only need to buy it once. So if the Rare Beauty blushes didn't work for you, check out this one. This powder is everywhere, like all these products, but this one in particular, everyone keeps talking about, and it is a really good powder, but it's pricey. So it's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. I have shade medium, which is a really good shade when I have a little more color to my skin. It's a little dark for me for, you know, the winter time. I didn't get to wear it as much then, but it is really nice. Now, as you can see, I hit pan, but I've had this for, I want to say close to 8 months. Now, if this is the only powder that I use strictly, like nothing else, this would be done. So how I like to use this, just to make it last a little bit longer, I like using a little puff, just dabbing a light layer under the eyes. And the reason why so many people like this is because it makes your skin look flawless, and it really does. And it does have a tint to it, but I just want to show you guys that side by side. You can probably already tell that difference. See what I mean? It looks so good, and I applied very little, and I only use it for under the eyes, or I'll use it to maybe just set a breakout. So for example, I have a little hyperpigmentation here because it was a breakout at one point, and since this has some tint to it, I just go right over it, and then it pretty much disappears. So that's how I don't overuse it. If I use a fluffy brush and do like the whole entire face, I'm gonna go through it a little bit faster. And my skin looks so good, and I didn't apply any foundation or any added concealer or anything. This has the perfect amount of coverage where it's not too much, it doesn't look heavy. I'm not a fan of the e.l.f. Camo one. I feel like, well, I guess that's more of like a foundation powder, and this one is not, but I feel like they kind of go hand in hand, and I like the more expensive one. No one is saying that one's a dupe, by the way, but again, just thoughts that are going on in my head. That one is seriously really good. Let's talk about a newer lip product that's been very popular, and for good reason, because it's very inexpensive. You can get it on Amazon. It's the Palladio lip stain. I have Nude. I like using this more as shadow and as a lip liner. I love wearing this in the summer. I also have Rose, which I wore in my Strawberry Girl makeup look, and that is more a pinky and like a rosy tone. I really love using this strictly perfectly as a lip liner because one, it has great longevity. You really only have to do it once. And then I love wearing it like at the beach, at the pool, where I just don't want to worry about my lip liner, but I want my lips to just look a little more full. This is perfect, very natural looking. May not even really notice. It's supposed to look that way, you know? Of course, depending on your lip shade, this may show up, this may not show up. For my lipstick, I have to give it to these. It's the Revlon Lustrous lipsticks, the glass shine ones that were really popular towards the end of 2022. Harder to find, but I just noticed they're still on Amazon. You can get them at Walmart if you're a Walmart person. I'll have them linked down below. My personal favorites, Sparkling Honey from Raisin, which is an obvious. I'm going to wear Sparkling Honey. This was the shade that I was trying to tell you guys in my latte makeup look that I wanted to wear. I just couldn't find it, and then recently I just found it. What I love about these products, and I need to find a dupe for these. Not a less expensive dupe because they're not that expensive to begin with, but just a dupe because these are so hard to find and it doesn't look like it's getting restocked. So I would love to find a dupe. If anyone knows a dupe, I would like to know. But what I like about them, and my lips are dry and you can't even tell. It has the perfect amount of pigment. It's very thin, very lightweight. It has a nice consistency. It doesn't move around too much. You don't need a mirror to apply this, like so simple. Then I love the shades that they have. Like Rum Raisin, which is the one that blew up. This shade, perfect for the fall. I think it's also perfect for people with the medium to deep skin tone. It just looks so good because this looks more like a nudie pink for them. Ugh, it's just so pretty. I love seeing these types of shades on deeper skin tones. Where on me, it's just like a slightly plummy, but still very pretty. This one's Sparkling Honey. I think I wore this. No, not Sparkling Honey. I wore Nude Illuminator, which is more pinky. I wore that for my Save the Day. Again, this is something I would wear as a bride because it's so comfortable, but the only thing, it does transfer. That really depends if that bothers you. So now let's move on to, oh my gosh, am I towards the end? I am. Okay, so let's move on to the eyes. The eyeshadow that's everywhere, and this product has been out for some time. I have the newer packaging because I discovered it during the pandemic, and it's the Urban Decay Moonshot Single Eyeshadows in Space Cowboy. This bad boy. Stunning. Doesn't even look like I've really dipped into it, even though I've had it for what? Almost 3 years? Don't get me wrong, I love a cream eyeshadow. I love the dupe for this, which is the ColourPop one. I'm blanking on the name, but what I love about this one just a little more is the longevity. Now I have oily skin and this does a great job at staying put, where some cream eyeshadows I have to either reapply or I'm just gonna know it's gonna fade over time, where this one doesn't. It gives the best wet looking effect without it being cream, without it being liquid, without having to put lip gloss on your eyelids, because we've done it before, or maybe we've seen it on TikTok before, but it's not the most comfortable, and that's more editorial, where this is more realistic to most people's lifestyles, where, you know, you could wear it. So I love wearing it on its own, just like that. You know, a very simple look. Or I love using this as a topper. If I'm starting to slowly lose my voice, it's because I was karaokeing over the weekend and it was so much fun. If you follow me on my Instagram, you guys have probably seen it. But anywho, this shadow is so pretty and I love using it a bunch of different ways. And this is the one that I used that whole entire weekend while I was there. I used it on its own like this for something a little more simple and kind of subdued. Subdued for me, you know. Or, you know, on the night out where you want to add a little more shadow, a little more drama. We're just gonna keep it like this. How pretty is that? So I don't have a tissue or a napkin on me and I don't want to move because Bunjie's like right here and she's very comfortable. So I'm just gonna put whatever I have left on my hand. So don't mind all these swatches. But that's how it looks. Isn't that so gorgeous? So now I'm gonna talk about an eyelash curler. A little bit boring, but very important. It's the Shiseido one. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but I think it's because my voice is just different and it's a little more raspy. But this one, guys, it's a little more pricey. I used to use a drugstore one for years. It might have been the Revlon one, honestly. The one where it has like the red inside. I was using that for years, all through high school, college, in my early 20s. Didn't switch to this until the pandemic, and it really made a difference, especially if you're someone who has like similar eye shapes to mine. This fits so well for monolids because it doesn't pinch my skin. because the other one used to pinch my skin and also just wouldn't get all my eyelashes. And ever since I got this 3 years ago, I've been using the exact same one. Now you will over time have to change the cushion. I believe they provide an extra one and you can buy extra ones. You know, like this black piece. It might be hard to tell since I have eyeshadow on, but my lashes are actually curled. It's the little things, you know? So for mascara, you might have already seen it because I like just slowly showed it. But this mascara, there's a lot of drama around this mascara. I'm not going to get into that. It's the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift. I have the waterproof one. This drugstore mascara is really good. It gives you the volume, it gives you the length, it gives you some curl. It can get a little spidery, so just kind of keep that in mind if you don't like that. But I find that it does such a great job. And this brush is very interesting. I had to get used to it because I would poke myself the first few times. But once I got a good hang of it, I really do enjoy it. And I love using the sides where the teeths are because they're the perfect length to really get all my lashes. So even though this brush is a bit bigger, I can use the sides of it to really get those inner corner lashes that I tend to have a lot of trouble with. So that's one coat. Look at that beautiful curl. And see that difference? Please tell me you can see that difference. Especially when there's no mascara to one coat of mascara. It just looks so good. It makes me really happy when I can find a good mascara that works for me. Especially when it's drugstore, you know? So I'm going to add a second layer. So it is going to get a little more voluminous. Maybe a little clumpy for some people. You guys tell me if you like... Oh my gosh, I just poked myself. See what I mean? Oh, this was my problem. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. It's been quite some time since I've done that. I think I might need to wait a second before I apply that mascara on. How did I mess that up? This is what happens when I try to talk and apply makeup. What I was going to say is, do you want me to do kind of like a quick review of all of the popular mascaras that have come out? Like there's 3, maybe 4 that I can think of that were super popular. And if you want to see kind of like a side-by-side comparison, overall which one's the best, like that type of thing, let me know down below if you guys want to see that, because I've done individual dedicated videos but not where it's like a comparison. So let me know if you want to see that. I would love to compare this one to the Sky High mascara from Maybelline. That one blew up on TikTok. That one was one I was kind of considering doing. I think that one blew up maybe almost 3 years ago. Another mascara that I was thinking of is the one from Sofia Richie that she wore on her wedding day. That one was blowing up as well. I don't know, there's just like options, and it's something that I already have that we can discuss, and I could film that pretty quickly for you guys. I can't believe I poked myself when I literally told you guys I used to do that with the mascara, and then I just did it. I'm usually not this clumsy, and that's what they look like, a little spidery. But what I love about this mascara is the curl, and it stays like this the whole entire time, and it's just so pretty. So the last product I have to talk about, and this is pretty recent as far as people talking about it again. This is the setting spray that Beyonce wore during her concert where it was like downpouring and it was crazy and it was like delayed 2 hours, something like that. I'm not too familiar, but that's what I've been hearing. It's the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Setting Spray. Now I have the smaller traveling size. This is sold out everywhere. Maybe it's restocked because this happened maybe a weekish ago. And by the time you see it, maybe it'll be closer to a week and a half. But this stuff is so good, guys. I would love to find a dupe for it. Can I do that? I don't know. Maybe I need your help. If you have a dupe for this, maybe just a mattifying setting spray, and maybe I could buy a few and kind of compare. But if you have a really good mattifying setting spray, let me know down below. And besides it being a mattifying setting spray, which is what I like about it, again, oily skin, it does so well in the water. If you are someone that likes to wear makeup at the beach, at the pool, or for Beyonce, she was performing in the rain, her makeup looks so good. So this is the one I wore on my wedding day, and also I'll be wearing it next year as well. Now, it feels like hairspray. Even the bottle looks like hairspray. Just be careful. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze because it does have fragrance to it. Just looks so good, guys. Now, if I were to dunk my face with water, I really don't want to do that. I'm sorry, I really am. But go and watch a TikTok video because people will be like jumping in the pool, dunking their heads. Oh, Bungie, are you sneezing? Oh, I'm so sorry. See, it's the setting spray. It's because of the fragrance. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, bless you. Bless you. You know what? I have my handy dandy fan. Is that better, Bungie? She's like, get it off of me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bungie. Like I said, I'm not going to be spraying my face with water. I'm not going to be dunking because I really like my makeup look. But just believe me and watch some TikTok videos. This setting spray is superb. So there you have it, a full face of TikTok made me buy products. Guys, this was so much fun. Like a new concept that I might be introducing to my channel. So if you want to see a part 2, a part 3, maybe more dedicated to like just lips, just cheeks, I don't know. Or maybe I could do like another full face. You guys let me know down below. And also let me know if you guys want to see the mascara comparisons. You know, the ones that have been like super popular in the last year, because I think I own a majority of them and I think that'd be really fun too. So if you enjoyed it, like this video, subscribe to this channel for more fashion and beauty content. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!